welcome back to another episode of Tube Talk.
With your host, Kate Bosma.
Yes.
And this is the last week of March.
I know. I feel like the year's gone by so quick.
I know. We're all getting older.
So we jump into it. So last week we had Hasbro who won at Tauranga on Saturday.
Yeah, fabulous. Continued a really good run. Magic March. 10th winner in sort of 3 weeks. About 3 weeks. Or might have been less than 3 weeks. So he was really good. He drew well and ended up in front and set a nice tight tempo, kicked away and won really easily. He's obviously a horse we think a lot of. We took him to Australia in the spring. So great for him to break through, and he's got some nice targets ahead. He'll go to a rating 65 mile at Te Araha on the 6th of April, and then the Group 2 Championship Stakes at Ellerslie on the 20th, over 2,100 metres.
While Halo is still looking for a gap.
She is still looking for a gap.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Just drew well for a change. She never draws well. Got a lovely run in the trail behind a horse that should have kicked and opened the gap that didn't, and all the horses around her, she had nowhere to go, and she was halfway down the straight. She was just jogging, just needed the gap, and it didn't come. So she's still looking for that gap. Frustrating, but she's flying. So she goes to the Group 1 at Te Araha next start, the Breeder Stakes, and she can win that. She's absolutely flying, just needs an ounce of luck. Cool.
So this week at Ellerslie on Saturday in race 4 we have Might kicking off his career.
He is. The well-named Might, he's by Power. So Might and Power, who of course won the Melbourne Cup. So yeah, he's kicking off his career. 2-year-old, over 1,300 metres. He's in a really strong race, and very, very good form in the race. Very hard for him at his first start to beat winners and things, but he's pretty. I think he's a pretty good horse. He won his trial really well, and was strong on the line. He's got the outside barrier draw, which doesn't help, so he's going to have to try and find a spot. And while it's tough for him to win on debut, I think he'll run with a lot of merit, and I think he's a horse to follow. I think he could be quite a smart horse.
Cool. So in race 9 we have last start's winner, Running Man.
Yeah, and he was very dominant. Fresh up, gelded. You know what that means, Kate?
Yeah, got his balls chopped off.
Got his balls chopped off. And that just made him focus on racing. And he was brilliant. Fresh up, he won very easily. Ran 33.7 his last 600, so he's going well. He also has drawn the outside barrier. So the people at Ellerslie don't like us this week. So that makes it tough because you've got to try and find somewhere to slot in. But he's really laid back. As long as he gets cover, if he gets posted 3 wide without cover, it'll be very tough for him. But if he can get some cover somewhere, he'll get home really well. And I think that he's a really good each-way chance.
Cool. Then in Manawa 2 in race 4 we have 2 runners, Deals Done and then Decadence.
Yeah, and the Manawa 2 Classic, the Group 3 event. So Deals Done looks a very good horse. Second on debut, a big run to win his maiden next start. And he was a little bit flat last start, he ran 5th. It was an odd run. He was flat before the turn, then he got going again late. So it was an odd run because we've got a big opinion of him, son of Dundeel. We've had blood stuff on him, they're all good, so he seems really well. He'll come into about barrier 4, so we get a good run. The 2,000 metres looks right up his alley, and we should have Opie Boston on board. So a lot of things in his favour, and he can run well. It's a very even field, but he's certainly a very promising horse. Decadence, the other horse, she won at Te Araha, a pure bonus race. She was jogging in the 1-1, pulled out and won very easily. She's got a more difficult draw. 14, she'll probably come into 11. She's going to probably have to get back and get cover. The Pope's on board, Robbie Hannum. But she also looks very promising. And if she gets the gaps come her way, she can be right in the finish. So I'm really looking forward to that race. I do think Running Man is our best each-way bet for the weekend. But I'm looking forward to both of these promising 3-year-olds in this race.
Cool. So now it's time for Bet of the Week. So this week, our Bet of the Week is in Auckland in race 8, and it's Tight Line.
Last start winner, Tight Line, only beat a field of 5, but prior to that, it was desperately unlucky in a number of runs. Stays in the same grade, goes up in weight. As long as the track doesn't get too weak, as long as it stays sort of good 3, dead 4, I think it can win again and get our bet of the week back on track. It's got a very, very good turn of foot. Sam Spratt's on board and riding in great form. So, Tight Line is our bet of the week.
So that is it for TubeTalk this week.
It's a wrap, Kate, and next week we'll be back to talk about the Group 1 day with Hazza Halo running in the Breeders' Stakes.
Okay, see you then.
Bye.
Jimmy lets him go on the turn, and it's Might and Power 2 or 3 in front from Tycoon Lil. Northern Drake down the outside. Tycoon Lil can't go on. Might and Power in front. He's going to get it. The earth starts to rumble. Might and Power takes the Cox Plate a length and a half. Northern Drake 2 lengths away.